Bushwhacks were some of the worst days I've ever had in the mountains, or life, really.
Whereas Panther Mountain is totally opposite. It's a mountain on top of a crater.
I think the weather challenges on this incident were particularly difficult.
It was really the development of New York State. Catskills were responsible.
Now you're listening to Inside the Line, the Catskill Mountains Podcast.
All right, episode 205 tonight. Aimee Kohler? Did I say that right?
Yep, nailed it.
It's 2 times in a row, Tad. 2 times in a row, got the last name, Aimee Kohler.
Don't let it go to your head.
I know.
Next week we have Dan Smith.
Yeah,
so you'll probably mess that up.
So Aimee has a club, group, organization. What do you call that? An organization club?
Yeah, like a trail running group.
Okay. She has the trail running group called the Running Kind. They do a bunch of stuff all over the Hudson Valley and some stuff in the Catskills as well. And we're going to talk to her tonight about her group. And we're going to talk about her amazing race coming up in August called Climate for Climate. Yes, that sounded, Climb it for climb it. Climate. Awesome stuff. So welcome to the show, Aimee.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super stoked.
I'm super stoked too. I don't have to mess with audio settings with this because you're a podcaster. You have your own podcast. So this is sweet.
Podcast on a podcast.
Yeah, right. What do they call this again? Crossing.
Oh yeah, like a crossover.
Yeah, crossover. That's what they call it. So that's good.
Let's start off with saying congratulations to Nicholas, Golden Money Cat, finishes 3,500. Woo!
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, Nicholas. Where was his finish? Was it on Panther or Plateau?
I think it was Panther. Panther.
Okay. That's a nice place to finish. It's also a surprising place to finish unless it was like his winter requirement of Panther, because most people get up Panther pretty early in their 3,500 quest.
I'm guessing it's his winter.
Yeah. Well, it was a great day to do it this weekend. It was awesome winter hiking in the Catskills.
Yeah. So also, congratulations to Tom, who's outdoors, for finishing his winter 3,500. Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. Kudos to Tom. I ran into him beforehand, before the big finish, and probably within a couple tenths of him cresting the summit of Cornell Mountain. So
nice.
Very happy, very stoked. And I'm proud to say he's coming down the trail. He had, been up and over a slide. It was snowing pretty heavy by then. And his glasses were kind of foggy, steamy, and all wet. And I had a dry paper towel to hand him. So if you wear glasses and winter hiking, there's nothing like a dry paper towel.
All right. He's just like sweating. I mean, yeah. But also...
And Amy's just leaning back with a big grin on her face. Not sure what she got herself into, but she's thinking either it's going to be good or it's going to be as ridiculous as it seems.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Amy's probably just like, man, what did I get myself into? This is not the podcast that I like to run. These two are crazy.
She's like, I really need a PR person to screen these things
publicist.
For myself. Yeah.
Yes, you need a publicist, and then that means you don't have to talk to anybody. You just let the publicist talk, and then you're on the show.
Yeah.
So
you just go out to go trail running, and when you're done, you get to hop on a podcast or something. So
there you go. You guys are entertaining me so far. So
we're trying. It's very well scripted. Our writers have been up all night, with the fresh copy for us to go with.
Right. God, I've been at it for weeks. I mean, Aimee and I have had this schedule for weeks. I'm so excited. So also, if anybody like finishes and stuff, apparently, you can do a couple things is, have a picture of 3,500 winter 3,500 club, stuff like that. But what we encourage you to do is take a photo of yourself holding the Inside the Line, the Catskill Mountain podcast photo, and you'll get kudos from us. And then another thing, Tad, you mentioned this, people do this, bonus points. I totally agree with this.
Yeah. So, Stash, you really abbreviated what is going to become the official Inside the Line Catskill mountain finisher policy. It applies to any time you actually hike a summit in the Catskills or don't hike a summit in the Catskills, but you're driving in through the line. Take a photo of yourself holding up the official Inside the Line logo and post it on your preferred brand of social media, tagging, of course, the show. And you don't have to pay us any dues. You don't have to fill out any fancy applications. You just got to post that photo with our official logo, tag the show, and this is the catch. This is where Stosh wanted me to get involved. But I'm going to say this like distinctly and clearly so Aimee hears it. Ready, Aimee?
I'm ready.
You, together with holding the official ITL logo in one hand, and the other hand, you have to have a hard cider.
Ooh.
Okay? It's like the official endurance beverage of Inside the Line. We don't do Endurolights. We don't do electrolytes. We don't do Hammer Nutrition, Tailwinds. I don't know what the other brands are these days. We hike with hard cider. That's it. Hardcore hard cider. Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to talk to Aimee about that. If a hard cider is good, is a hard cider good for replenishment while you're out running?
I don't drink a lot of alcohol. However, when I do enjoy a hard cider. So I'm not opposed to this. I'm on board.
See,
okay, so now we need to organize a running event where
like a beer mile, but a hard cider mile.
Yeah, exactly. Every like mile or two or 1,000 feet of gain, you chug a hard cider and you continue going. But this is going to lead to bad things. So
yeah, you'll just have to provide transportation home for the participants. Otherwise, we'd get sued, and our lawyers, do we hike more and how?
Oh, it sounds like a great event. Every 2 miles, you get a hard cider, you write your review on it, then you go on. And then, what is the 25K, Aimee? How many miles?
The 25K is 15 miles, 5,000 feet.
Okay. So that's 7.5 hard ciders. That's how long do people usually take for that?
So the course record is under 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a 3 hours and chugging 7.5 hard ciders. That's a little tough. I can't even do that.
It is a ridiculous time. And then probably most people take, I would say, between 5-6 hours. And then I think the cutoff is around 8 or 9.
Okay. So I could do 8 or 9 hours. That's a hard cider per hour. That's great. That feel good.
So instead of climate for climate, what would it be? Chug it for cider? We'd have to come up with something catchy.
Good point. Like hike it for cider.
Climate for climate is tough to beat.
It is. I gotta admit it's one catchy phrase that I was just like, oh crap, this is nice. So whoever, did you think of that? Like your board think of that?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was my idea or someone in my family, but it came from a Kohler for sure.
Nice.
Someone from the Kohler household.
Crowdsourcing at home.
Yeah.
Right. Them doing your work. That's great. I like it. So awesome. Once again, congratulations to those two for completing your 3,500 winter and regular. So Nicholas and Tom, thank you for tagging us in the show as well. Moving on. So this is pretty cool. I didn't know about this until I've known about this, but I haven't known about the app so a controversial app saved 2 hikers in Massachusetts. I'm wondering where people get like this happens in Massachusetts, but rescuers used the What 3 Words app to locate 2 hikers who found themselves on difficult terrain near Westfield, Massachusetts, after they were unable to secure GPS coordinates from their phones due to a forest canopy interference. Now, after landing themselves on a difficult terrain amidst the inclement weather, they called 911 with a rough estimate of their location. It wasn't until they passed the location code from the app to the dispatchers that they were able to find them. In a press release, Westfield Fire Department encouraged hikers to have the What 3 Words or another backup to help them find their location. What 3 Words app I've never heard of in my life. It was first launched in the UK in 2013. which is freaking over 13 years ago, which is insane because I've never heard of it in my life. It signs 3-word addresses to any 3 meter by 3 meter square anywhere across the globe. It was a way to help musicians and their road crews locate venues, and it didn't take for long for hikers to start using the app. By 2019, the BBC reported that at least 35 different English and Welsh emergency services were using the app at the time. And 2 years later, in 2021, Canada's successfully used the app to rescue 3 hikers that had become lost in the Conard Road area in Sault Ste. Marie. Today is a common place for people in England and Wales. So apparently it's starting to make over to the America. And so at the same time, some departments began discouraging it, but now, as of now, people are using it as a reliable source. It's simple and such. And there's a lot, like people, like they say, there's a lot of spelling issues, of course, when you're freaking out in this and you're using, the app and you're kind of in that weird zone of like hypothermia, or maybe even like I've said, you're not going to spell the right area, but it's still going to give you a location setting and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it's, not 100% accurate. And once again, in 2012,
it's not 100% accurate. Isn't that the fucking point of it, to be accurate so people can come out and find you?
True, but still,
come on. This whole story, what 3 words? The 3 words I can think of, what the fuck? Okay. What is it with? Who needs this? You have GPS. You send them your coordinates. If you can communicate with them verbally, it's just so much easier to shoot them your coordinates. You don't have to remember anything other than the buttons. So I thought this was a hoax. I just don't get this.
Yeah, it's
3 words. Seriously.
And they said that at times they would receive incorrect locations that would locate them in Vietnam,
well, what if the
Vietnam,
person's
China,
like
and Australia.
What if the person said it? What if they did Aimee's Chug It for Cider run and they got lost on hard cider number 12, and the guy on the other end of the 911 is Stosh, what's your 3 words? And you're like,
this is funny.
Like, find you.
The funny thing is like, I don't understand how hikers like us that have been here for, the past 10, 15 years, thoroughly hiking in the Catskills, East Coast. I've been over to West Coast. I've never heard of this app whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now, they're saying they saved these 3 hikers. How did these 3 hikers get this app? Number one, how they know about it, especially when
I'm looking it up right now. I'm going to go into my app thing. I'm going to find out what the fuck with this app. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm offending you, Aimee. But yeah,
I got to see where Westfield, Massachusetts is.
Yeah.
So that's,
I think it's on the other side of Eastfield.
Yeah.
So a little bit south of Northfield.
It looks like it's a little bit on the side of the Berkshires. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just over there a little while ago. My daughter.
So.
I'm just typed in what the fuck.
Definitely doesn't look like it's crazy terrain, but that's Berkshires, like stuff like that. Is it Berkshires or Berkshires? How do you say it?
I say Shears. Sounds more expensive when you say it that way, and I think the people in Massachusetts are all about snobbery.
In Massachusetts, it's a fucking Berkshires, you little prick. Is that how you say it, little prick? I can't say it. I can't speak Massachusetts.
We're getting what the riled up here.
Yeah. Okay. But
words. So I see it here. What 3 words? It's revolutionizing navigation. It's an easy way to identify precise locations. Every 10-foot square has been given a unique combination. So Stosh, I'm going to figure out what the fuck are your 3 words, and I'm going to write it on an envelope and put a postage stamp on it. And that is that going to come to your house?
No, my 3 words is "don't save me," because I don't want to be saved.
I thought your 3 words were inside the line.
Yeah, but I don't want to be on the news like this.
You see, Aimee, I thought that was funny, and that's all I get. Well.
No, it's
what
not.
What the fuck? I'm going back. I'm going to start an app that's called "What the Fuck." There might be one already. Okay.
But still, like
you see, this has really triggered me. What 3 words? I think it's a scam just to get.
I know. It seems like you're getting all worked up.
Yeah. I know this is what happens with him. It's just he gets worked up about this, and it has
there's one called "What the Luck." Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's a little thing, but
no, and it appears nobody's taken what the fuck. No results. See, I'm not making that up.
all right. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's going to be in the show notes if you want to check out that What 3 Words app. I highly don't think you should do it. Just use 911. That's good enough. It's seriously what 3 words.
What if your 3 words are like, I'm okay? Where are you? Do we need to come and get you? I'm okay.
Is really the purpose of that? You just say 3 words and it gets you through it. So I think it's more of the location. They wouldn't really give a shit of what 3 words you have.
Yeah. Well, no, because then they have
you are going like way too
key. I know. Well, it's just I don't know.
I'm
triggered by something else tonight.
I was going to say it's totally triggered.
We'll leave it at that.
We're too old to be triggered. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy's just like, this is ridiculous. All right. So let's move on. Thank you so much to the monthly supporters, Bob McLean, Kiss Gerbian, Jeff Jotz, Eric Rosario, Vicky Ferreira, Mikey S., John Comiskey, Summit Seekers, Desert City Radio, Betsy A., Denise W., Vanessa, and Jim C. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Really, really appreciate it. Also, a big thank you goes out to our sponsors. Outdoor Chronicles Photography. Capture your love story against breathtaking backdrops with Outdoor Chronicles Photography. Molly specializes in adventure couple photography, and she'll immortalize your moments amidst the stunning landscapes of the Catskill, Adirondacks, and White Mountains. She'll craft timeless images that reflect unique bond in nature's grandeur. Embark on an unforgettable photographic journey with Outdoor Chronicles Photography. Don't hesitate to get hold of Molly on all platforms. Also, you can discover the wilderness with Trailbound Project. Our expert-led hiking and backpacking education programs offer unparalleled outdoor experiences. Whether you're a beginner or seasoned adventurer, join us to learn essential skills, explore stunning trails, and connect with nature. Start your journey today with Trailbound Project and unlock the wonders of the great outdoors. So, are you really outdoors? The only way you can be outdoors in this previous week is to mention your podcast When I Hikes through social media, and we'll chat about it on the show. So Aimee gets a bypass on this week because she's on the show, so she didn't have to tag us. So you get a pass. All right.
All right. Thank you. Next time, I'll be sure to tag.
Nice. I mean, Kim. Well, your friend Kim with Sasquatch doesn't tag us, so that's thoroughly disappointing. Come on, Kim.
And Aimee, it would be helpful when you tag us if you just put the 3 words in the tag, so we know where you were. Okay, that's the message. That's the message tonight.
Okay.
Just throw down 3 random words.
3 random words. Yep. Tag us by typing at ITL Catskill MTM podcast on your post through social media. Please forgive me if I forget your tag, if I didn't get it. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. And so like 8 people tag you on social media on a Saturday when you're out exploring the Catskill. So let's start off. Vicky Ferreira 49 was at Harriman exploring a couple mines as part of the AT and Long Path. Tracy Pink Pony 818 did the BB Hill Fire Tower to start off the Taconic 12er challenge. So it's pretty cool. I will post the 12er challenge. I forgot to say that 12er challenge. Sorry. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for talking about that. Jeff Jotz did some hiking on slide. Apparently everybody was on slide this previous weekend. Off in the Woods, Sean went up slide. Cornell and Wittenberg with Scott, Catskill Mountains Brew, and Steve in Environmentality. All 3 did the Burroughs Range, and apparently Steve fell off one of the ledges on the eastern side of slide. Ted, do you have any more information about this?
Yeah, they I forget if it was Sean or Scott, posted a photo of Steve butt side down at the bottom of that one set of ledges or walls there. And shortly after that, I'm going to say probably within 15 minutes of that, I ran into the 3 of them as Danny Davis and I were heading from Cornell towards Slide. So he didn't seem to be any pain or discomfort, but I do, in retrospect, have a vivid recollection of him kind of just being like really, really quiet.
Yeah, that's the way Steve is. He's an awesome dude. He's quiet. Yeah. He's in his element while doing these hikes.
I'm gonna say I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna guess that had to be at least 4 to 6 feet that he dropped off that
Oh,
wall.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a drop.
Yeah. And there was virtually no snow there. I mean, it was what was under the snow was very hard, and the snow that had fallen was just non-existent. It was just super light. So he hit really hard.
Yeah, Tony TJI72 was out having a beautiful bonfire after some local hiking and stuff. I see his stuff all the time. He doesn't really give away his location, which is awesome. Tony is a supporter of the show, so thank you very much, Tony. Also, Nicholas Golden Money Cat finished his 3,500 on Panther. Also, Who's Outdoors? Tom closed out his winter 35 on Cornell with his social hikes that had 13 people.
Yeah, his crew was, basically filling up the one end of the parking lot, waiting for his arrival because they dropped a car down in Woodland Valley. Tom and about half his group were through hiking it, and yeah, they were all festive and having a great time. And I don't think all of them had hiked together before, so it was kind of cool to see how all of them were just in the same mindset, same vibe, and just getting pumped up for Tom's finish on Cornell.
Yeah. So Shay 315X met you at the slide parking area before her hike?
Yeah, she, I think her, Eric, and Kate, who is the hiker who broke her leg earlier this past year, the four of us took a photo together. It was fun, talked about their hike and the day ahead of them, and Kate looked to be doing pretty good, and she was excited to be out hiking in the winter. So
nice, yeah,
cool. And Shayna, check her out on Instagram. She's got a pretty good feed going on there between hiking, exercising, and a very, very interesting and eclectic collection of vintage kitchenware.
Oh, nice.
Of all things, yeah.
So Eric Rosario, Catskill 35er, joined the social crew in doing the Burroughs Range as he was part of a group. So Eric, once again, the supporter of the show, thank you very much. Little Legs Lisa NY went up Friday in Balsam Cap in a winter wonderland. Said she had a tough time, but did it with breaking trail and stuff. So Friday in Balsam Cap is always a joy. Joe Jay Kaplow went up Balsam Lake, then Hockett, and met Brad, who we'll talk about later, Labradante. Katie Henderson Hikes is back at it. She did the Burroughs Range with the guys on the with everybody on social media, their social hike, and then did Balsam Lake the next. So says she's doing well, doing good, ripping it up back after her crazy injury that happened up on the west side of what's it called? Oh God, I'm drawing.
They're doing the Huckleberry Loop.
Yeah.
So she was on Dry Brook Ridge.
Yeah. So she's doing good.
Trimel fracture, serious injury.
Yeah. Brad Labradante did sliding Cornell. So did you run into Brad as well?
I hate to say that I do not remember.
Okay.
Seeing him. He might have been if he went up on Saturday, he might have been behind us. There was 4 people on trail ahead of us. We passed all of them on our way up.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like every freaking person was doing sliding Cornell.
Well, it's a popular hike.
It's a beautiful hike. So he also tagged Hockett and met up with Joe on there. So once again, the reason why I love doing the podcast is that these people noticed each other from the podcast. Like, I just find that absolutely phenomenal that, 2 random people are like, hey, you're Brad Labradante and you're Joe from the pod, like you mentioned on the podcast. This is why
we're all one big community,
right? We're all one big family. So great. Hiker Joe NY did Plateau for 24 of 33 winters. He was also with his social group that did up sliding Cornell, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are killing it, man. I am jealous that these people get freaking the weekend off. I feel I'm depressed. I hate this. Chrissy G went up Tremper from Willow after pushing a guy out from a ditch on the road. So once again, people probably driving up with bald, no snow tires or no all season tires, thrown off of the road in the easiest conditions. So. Big thing. Thank you, everyone who has tagged us. Sorry if I missed you. Call me out. Please send me a message because I try to run this show, but it's difficult. It's tough. Tad just jumps in once in a while and says hi to me during the week, and then he just gives me 3 words throughout the week. It's just like, how you doing?
Aimee, to add some clarity to this, as you know, the appointed start time for the recording is 6:30, and so Stosh and I hook up for our weekly meeting at 6:29.
Yep.
And I take full credit for that 1 minute of input to what goes on. So
a good planning session.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm very efficient with my time.
Buy us a hard cider to support the show. If you think we're doing a good job and you want to show us some support, buy us a coffee hard cider on buymeacoffee.com. So Bill Dempsey bought us a hard cider. I got it right here. Thank you, Bill. We'll open that up in a second. Betsy Anderson bought us 5 hard ciders, and she had some amazing feedback. Give me 1 sec. I got to open up. Oh my God. Like 8 different emails that I have to. She said, thank you for the incredibly thoughtful shout out in your episode 204, Stosh, and for all your many hours that you spent laughing and learning from your podcast. You and Tad are such a marvelous duo, and your show continually enriches and inspires us on a weekly basis. Thank you for all that you do to make your podcast a reality. Awesome, Betsy.
Aimee, did you hear who she said was that awesome duo? I didn't quite get that. Was that?
I think it was you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks,
Betsy. Also, rate the show if you can. Really appreciate it. So, who's drinking something tonight? Anybody besides me?
Water.
Yeah.
Water. Amy's got some water. There's nothing wrong with that. I got some water over here as well. I got to hydrate myself. Tad, he shut off his audio for some reason.
He was cracking something open.
He is.
Yeah.
Are you?
I got this. Yeah, I'm going to try to. I got this new.
Oh, there it is.
Call it Zoom thing, and it's kind of different. There you go.
Okay.
Loud and clear on my end.
Loud and clear. I am as well going to break it open. Hold on. I hope that worked. I don't know, but we will see. Highly doubtful. Once again, sorry, Aimee, these settings. All right.
Takes us a second.
Yeah, it does. All right, I'm back. So I have tonight, I got this down at Markerville. It's called Raspberry Apple Bombshell Hard Cider. This is a new one to me. It says an irresistible burst of juicy raspberry makes this cider a tasteless treat. A timeless taste. In Geneva, so it's up in the Finger Lakes. So first sip, freaking delicious. God damn, that's good. Doesn't feel like 6.5% though. It's very weak. We'll see. So, Tad, what about you? He's thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Tailwinds high endurance podcasters talk a lot and don't listen to anyone. 12 ounce. Why are you smiling like that, Aimee? It's a real thing. So now I've got a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Hanging leftovers from the Bills game on Saturday.
Nice.
Which is the reason why I trail hiked on Saturday, was to get home and suffer in front of the TV as opposed to out in the mountains.
Yes. Football, overpaid athletes. Yes. All right. So thank you. Previous hikes? Aimee, what do you got? What have you been up to? It doesn't mean previous just hikes, but trail running as well. What have you been up to?
I mean, around here where I live, I've been last week I was out on the Appalachian Trail. My most recent hike in the Catskills, we were up running. We did Hunter and some of the Devil's Path a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Nice.
So how does that terrain compare to your local trail running or hiking area?
Well, the Appalachian Trail that runs through Pennsylvania is pretty gnarly. So like rocky comparison is pretty spot on, but the vertical obviously is a bit more. So probably around home, I can get up to 1,000 feet in one climb. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to get up to the Catskills and get something a bit more substantial in a continuous climb.
You guys have, I'm trying to think of what some people talk about down in PA that gives a good, a substantial amount of climb. Is it
The Delaware Water Gap area is pretty popular.
Is it Tammany?
Yep, I was at Mount Tammany this weekend. We had a group run there in the middle of a snowstorm, which was super fun.
Yeah, you guys had a little bit more snow than we did up here, right? You guys got a little brunt of the snowstorm, right?
We probably got 6 to 8 inches.
What was the snow density? Was it wet and heavy, light and fluffy?
It was pretty light. It was not very good packing snow, so it was kind of hard to run in.
Yeah.
Interesting. You gotta, once you get a little bit more grip with the heavier snow instead of the light snow that just fluffs, and then you got ice underneath. So
yeah.
Interesting. So how many miles total do you think this weekend you were out at it?
We did 9 to 10 miles, 3 loops at Mount Tammany. And I did 14 the day before. So
Jesus. How many, like 14 the day before, and then when Tammany 3 times, how many miles is that?
Probably about 24 miles total between the 2 days.
How many miles do you put in a week?
Jesus.
Right now, I'm probably doing between 50 and 60 miles a week.
Yeah. And do you call this like base training season or something else?
Yeah, I would say it's base building. I'm actually in like a few weeks, I'm going to Ecuador to run a mountain race there. So
nice.
I'm in high mileage right now.
Okay. So when you say you're going to Ecuador to do a mountain race, how many thousands of feet are we talking in a continuous climb?
It's about like 3,000 to 4,000 feet twice. So the total elevation is about 7,000 feet over 18 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
And have you ever been there to do this event before, or is this a first time?
I've never done the race before, but in early 2025, I went actually with a group from the Running Kind, and we did a run tour around Ecuador. And so we're doing that again. I just wanted to do a race before we start the tour this year.
Yeah, sounds totally.
What the hell
hardcore.
got you finding a race in Ecuador?
My friend owns the run tour company that we travel with. And so I told her, I was like, if I'm going back and doing the same tour with a different group of people, I kind of want to do a race. And so her and her business partner that lives in Ecuador, they were like, this is a good one.
So I just want everybody to understand that while Stosh and I are like cringing as Aimee talks about this, she's got like this ear to ear grin, almost like it's Christmas morning and she's, a 5-year-old waiting to open her presents.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm just like blown away, but she's like, oh yeah, I did Mount Tammany 3 times and then did this area for 14 miles for previous day. And then I was doing absolutely nothing this weekend. And I'm just like, fuck, man, maybe I am getting depressed. I need to, we'll see. That's awesome though. Then going to Ecuador, like, please keep up, with what's your Instagram handle again so that people can.
My personal one is Aimee, AIMSKOH.
And that's like, do you have people like follow you on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Running Kind is just the Running Kind _.
Okay, cool. So follow her on her Ecuador race and all the other stuff that she's doing to accumulate all these hundreds of miles per freaking week, where I get like, oh yeah, I did 300 miles this year.
I mean, it's not about
silence.
The knowledge, it's about the experience.
True.
Right?
True. She knows what it's
so
about.
the experience is like your heart rate at 185,
close to death.
Yeah. An hour 3, day 5.
Yeah, that's me going up to Hunter.
Do you do any stage races?
I have not done a stage race.
Okay.
Yeah. I am actually planning to do 100 miles at the end of this year.
Nice.
Crazy. Now, where are you going to do that?
In the Catskills.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I have a secret route mapped out.
Oh,
we're going to talk about it now or later?
Yeah. I don't know.
You're gonna reveal it later. So that'll be another episode.
Yeah.
That's cool. That sounds fucking fantastic. That's awesome. I like it. So Tad, I'm going to go with mine because it was plain and simple. I went to the 3500 Club winter weekend this weekend to, just hang with some of my local peeps and just people I know and stuff. And long and behold, there was people there that knew about the show, a lot about the show. My friend David Oliver, who's from the search and rescue team, he's been on the show. I forgot, like episode 40. Kelsey G was there.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to see her. Got a massive hug. Mo Lemire was there. Jeff Centerman was there. Got to talk with them a decent amount. Vicky Ferrero was there. We had Maria, who is a hike leader for the 3500 Club, big hike leader. She's a fan of the show. So that was cool to see her. Jack Walker, who does the canister for the 3500 Club, amazing. He's helped me out a lot with the stickers and the logo, internal logo of the show. It's great to talk with Jack a lot. And then Scott, Catskill Mountain Brew, was there, and he showed up, and it was just, it was a great show. We got this David and Carolyn White. It was just good time talking with everybody. Lori, Michael Bongner, Mike S. Just a good time. I chugged a lot of ciders, a lot of hard ciders, Upward Brewing cider. It was delicious. They had great food, and Jessica was on that. We wanted to go up and we spent the night because Jessica used to do some stuff on the Full Moon Resort. She had like 1 or 2 days where she did some sort of catering stuff on the Full Moon Resort back in like 2007. So she was like, I want to see what it's like because, it probably has changed, and it dramatically has, as they had the big white house there, and they used to have a tent off to the side. Now they have a big white house. They have a barn off to one side and a barn off to the other side, and cabins everywhere. So it's changed dramatically, and she loved it. We got to meet the owner of the place, Henry. So he's been the owner for the past 25 years. So he's run that place for a while, and he's nothing but a cool dude. Awesome, fun time. Got to go see afterwards. We went to see a band called the Tom Pretties, who is a Tom Petty tribute band, and awesome time there.
Were they on site or someplace else?
Just right up, kind of like right up the road. You just got to walk across the road, and they were right there. From the normal spot. And it was a small little place. They were phenomenal. Very, it's funny. As I see myself as like a metalhead, hard, heavy rock, I knew a lot of Tom Petty songs. Like, I was just like, oh shit, I know this one. Like, oh my God, I know this one. And of course, they played my favorite one last, which is Running Down a Dream. And I was I was doing the circle pit. I was like, let's get this going. Start this pit up. No, it was good. It was great. Everybody was phenomenal. Everybody was having a good time. I met Colleen Hardcastle again. She's one of the head stewards for the Trailhead Stewards campaign on the 3500 Club. Great to meet all these people. I had a fantastic time. Drank a lot of hard ciders. We had snow the whole time. It was great. The thing that I find hilarious is on the way home, I should have taken the Shandaken route and gone up to Lexington. But instead, we went through Margaretville and hit the goddamn Bel Air traffic jam. Everybody was up there trying to catch that new powder, and it was a goddamn disaster.
So was that folks leaving the ski area heading west on 28?
Yes, they were going to the ski area.
Oh, okay. So in the morning is when you got
10:30. There was still my friend Mike said there was a traffic jam starting at 8. And I was hit it at 10:30, and there was still a traffic jam.
Yeah, well, if you're heading to the ski area at 10:30, all the good powder's all skied up already.
Exactly. I felt sorry for them. I was like, ooh, you missed it. Got to get some beers, got to get wasted, and then come down on some hard packed stuff. So, but yeah, that was my weekend. It was a fantastic weekend. Once again, great to meet everybody. Great to see everybody. Had a fantastic time. I'm just blown away by the community we have here in the Catskills, and it makes me humble, and that's why I keep doing this. So, Tad, why don't you go on your crazy adventure?
Okay. All right. So on Saturday, Danny Davis, who is recently back from Alaska, he and I hooked up. He has an appropriate obsession with the Burroughs Range. So we had thought about doing a bushwhack up one of the mountains, but one of us is a diehard Bills fan and had a stupid idea of getting home in time for the 4:30 start of the Bills game on Saturday. I won't admit which the two of us that is. But nonetheless, we decided just to do a through hike of the Burroughs Range, starting at Woodland Valley as opposed to starting at Slide Mountain, which is where Tommy's group started at Slide. And like I said before, I walked over and met those folks. They were all really cool people. And what I didn't realize until later on was Jeff Jotz was there when I was there. And he wasn't outside and hanging out with all the people. Do you know what he was doing, Stosh? And I have this from good authority. I'm not making this up.
Just keeping Orla warm?
Jeff Jotz was in his car, and he has on a continuous loop that he was playing in his car the intro music to the podcast. That's how he gets charged up to go hiking in the Catskills. I know Amy's like smiling. Is this true or is this guy bullshitting? No, I'm completely serious. That's what I heard from good authority. If you pull into a parking lot, you see a car with Jersey plates on it and some guy banging his head against the driver's side window, just say, "Hey, Jeff." And it's Jeff Jotz in his car from Jersey.
He's getting pumped for the hike.
Yeah, he's getting just all fired up, more so than like 20 goop packs with caffeine. So at any rate, Davis finally shows up, and we, like I said, we drove down to Woodland Valley, and in conditions like we had on Saturday, when you're not going to be breaking through heavy snow, you're primarily going to be dealing with hardpack and icy surfaces. We prefer to hike from woodland to slide because you get better traction going uphill than you do down. And so unlike Steve, who lost his traction on that one cliff and fell because he was going down it, when we hit all of those things, we're heading up. And it's just so much easier to go up them than down them. So we got to the parking lot. There was some people that had headed out before us in the lot. We did run into them on our way up. 3 people who were more Adirondack hikers than Catskill hikers. And then we passed them early on, long before we got to Wittenberg. And then we ran into this guy, Jack, who was ahead of us. Jack is 17 from New Jersey, southern New Jersey. Yeah, pretty interesting fellow. We talked to him for a while. We helped him get up Cornell and then hung out with him at the viewpoint.
He was alone?
Yeah, he was hiking solo. Jack, you talk to Jack hikes all over the place. Yeah, he's really got the hiking bug. I asked him where he got it from at such a young age, and he attributes it to his father, who is a retired Navy SEAL.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so Jack has total badass in his genes.
100%.
Yeah, so we hung out a little bit on Cornell, like I said, with Jack. Then we set it. Jack turned around at Cornell. We continued towards Slide. And then we ran into, who did we have up here?
The gang?
Yeah, we ran into the first group, which was Steve, Scott, and Sean. They were all doing good. Steve didn't mention his fall. And then a little bit further on than that, about, I'm going to say maybe 10, 15 minutes later, we ran into Tom and his group. They were really pretty much at the toe of the slope going up Cornell. So Tom was probably within 10 or 15 minutes of his finish. We then continued towards Slide, and as you start climbing out of that balsam forest in between the two, you get into that short stretch of beech hardwoods. You know where I am?
In the call?
Yeah. Well, you're climbing out of the call. So you're climbing uphill.
You're past the campsites.
You're past the campsites, other than the one little campsite that's in the beechwood forest on your left as you're going uphill.
Yeah, as you're there's a little kind of ledge, and then there's the camp forest. Yeah, nice. Correct. That's a beautiful area.
It is. So just past that is where we really hit the first snow of the day, and you're in it for less than 2/10 of a mile going through that. We were staying on the trail. We weren't going down to our knee or anything. We were maybe in 4 to 6 inches of the lightest, fluffiest snow you can imagine. And that's what it was. It wasn't wet. It wasn't, it wasn't dense, you just breezed right through it. And so we just continued on, hit slide. At the top of slide, we in that area, we did run into a guy, a trail runner, who was doing, he called it the 19-mile slide mountain loop that he started in Denning.
Oh, wow.
He was doing the 9. He didn't know it as the 9, but he started in Denning, and he was going clockwise doing the 9. This was at about 2:00. And he had just come up and over slide his first mountain of the day.
No way. A trail runner?
Yes way. He was Hungarian. He was hard to understand. If he was using the What the Fuck app the What the 3 Words app, nobody would have understood where he was telling him he was. So here's a guy who, lean in, Aimee, because you're gonna recognize this type of trail runner. He had like leggings on, something like trail running, really tight to skin. Mm-hmm. Over those, he had a pair of nylon shorts. He had a like base layer, skin tight base layer with his running vest over it, with a couple like on each side, the goo packs or something, right? The squeezable ones. And he was getting his directions off a wristwatch, like a Garmin wristwatch. And we tried to dissuade him, because we told him that going through that area, because he had just veered off trail and got back on it, that while you're on this trail coming up and over slide and down into the col before Cornell, you're getting really good footing, and your feet are hitting that hard pack that's underneath the light and fluffy stuff. But when you turn off that trail and you head out towards the Dink Friday, it's not going to be like that anymore.
Not at all. You're going to have to break trail.
Yeah. So we tried to get him to turn around. He was unconvincible. And honestly, Danny and I, Sunday and Monday, and I even today, Googled to see if there was any rescues up in that area, because I can't fathom that he made it. He must have turned around like when he got to Friday or something. So,
wow.
Yeah. And so then we get to the top of Slide Mountain. And that's when you start seeing a lot of people again. If you've ever done that hike any time of year, you always run into the afternoon hikers coming up slide from the slide parking area. So we saw a young couple at the summit who hiked a slide from Denning and were hiking back. And we offered them any type of gear they wanted because we were concerned about their safety. And then on our way down, we saw maybe 3 other groups. One group of 4 guys were heading up to camp overnight in the col. So that was it. That was the hike. It was the same as it ever was. It was Danny Davis's 79th time to Cornell Mountain.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That sounds like everybody sounded like they had a fantastic weekend. And I'm super jealous that I didn't get to get out and enjoy this, because, it looked like a winter wonderland for every human being.
Yeah, it was a great weekend to be out in the Catskills hiking around, no matter what you hiked. It was a good time. I will add in, because of the conditions, I was prepared at every mountaintop. I had dry gloves to put on.
Once again, you got to meet, Tad was like what's it called? Like a celebrity out there. It's just everybody was like, oh my God, this is Tad. Oh, this is great. So awesome. Everybody had a good weekend. So that's good. Glad everybody got to enjoy the snow and got to have a winter. We're actually having like a hardcore winter here. So that's good. More snow is supposed to be coming on the way, more cold. So that's good to hear. So, Catskill News, Volunteer, New York, New Jersey Trail Conference, 3500 Club, Catskill Trail Crew, Catskill Mountain Club, Visitors Center, Jolly Rovers Trail Crew, and Bramley Mountain Fire Tower later in the year. Also, if you need free stickers, send me a link, or send me your address. Aimee, send you your address ASAP. I will send you free stickers. And we will get to it. So it's free. It's free. I freaking send it for free. I buy the post of the stamp and I'll send it for free. So just send me a message. Awesome. So let's break into the weather forecast. So here is your winter weather report. So we have a winter storm watch going on in effect for all regions across New York State from Sunday morning to possibly Monday evening. The start time is for certain areas is different impacts, different areas. Starts at 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sunday, and the end time is 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday. You're going to be expecting extreme and colder, dangerous wind chills, dangerous to impossible travel, snowfall rates at 1 to 2 inches per hour, very low visibility, accumulations ranging anywhere from 10 inches to 18 inches to even higher in the mountains. And this is a long duration forecast. That was brought to you by our friends at Hudson Valley Weather. Go check out their stuff if you want some more detailed information. As for in the mountains, Friday looks to be sunny skies, a low of -4 and a high of 5 degrees, with wind chills being topped out at -40 degrees. It's going to be cold. Saturday, partly sunny skies in the morning, dissipating to clouds in the afternoon, a high of 3 degrees later on, a low of -8, and a wind chill factor of -31. Now, Sunday is when the storm is going to be rolling in, supposedly in the morning. So, going to have snow showers in the morning and then heavy snow late at night. Predictions on this range shows 11 inches, a high of 7, and a low of -11. So, be prepared, be safe, and don't become tomorrow's rescue story. Back to you, fellas. It's nowhere near accurate on Tuesday. And Tad, to be honest, this mountain weather forecast, it's been sucking hardcore. Like it said like 7 inches on one day, and then it changed to 0.08. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I think I told you that, right, Tad?
Yeah, it's best weather forecast is color radar the morning you're going out.
Exactly. So check out the morning you're going out. So last set of sponsors, and we'll get on to Aimee. So discover Camp Catskill in Tannersville, your ultimate hiking store. Find top quality gear, apparel, and accessories for all your outdoor adventures. Our expert staff is to help every hiker from beginner to seasoned pros. We also carry a variety of unique Catskill souvenirs and gifts. Visit us online at campcatskill.co or in the store to gear up for your next journey. Adventure starts at Camp Catskill. Also embark on a transformative journey with Another Summit. Another Summit is dedicated to serving veterans and first responders with free outdoor activities. Activities like walks in nature, paddling, hiking, and even backpacking. Join our supportive community to rejuvenate in nature's embrace. Experience camaraderie, adventure, and healing at no cost. Take your next step with Another Summit and ascend to new heights of resilience and joy. Apply today at anothersummit.org. All right, so let's get on to the guest of the night. Finally, Aimee Kohler joins us from The Running Kind. So she has an organization group called The Running Kind, and we're going to talk about her organization. And then we're also going to talk about her big event that's coming up in August that is called Climate for Climate. Very cool event. We'll have controversial talks about the climate and stuff like that, but we'll talk about mostly about what it is, stuff like that. What year is this your second year of doing Climate for Climate?
Actually, this is our fourth year.
Fourth year. No,
which is
sorry.
crazy. Yeah, I started The Running Kind in 2022. And we had one race that year, and it was in Pennsylvania. And then I don't know what I thought I could do it all in 2023 because I just had this idea to do a race up in the Catskills. And Bel Air was crazy enough to be like, sure, you can come put on a race here. And so we started it in 2023. So this will be year 4.
Nice. So, why don't you, Aimee, give a little background about yourself? Like, let's start off. Of course, your younger days, and then how you progressed into hiking, running, stuff like that.
So I grew up in Pennsylvania. I've always lived in Pennsylvania, and I played team sports as a kid. We were like pretty outdoorsy, but really just like camping, things like that with the family. And I really didn't start running until after I graduated college. And I started running really just to kind of get in shape, lose some weight, and signed up for a Spartan race to kind of keep me on track for, something to work towards. And along my journey in training for this race, happened upon trail running. And so I was running on the roads. Most of the time I was like not loving it. I was kind of just doing it to get to the end goal. And I met this woman who was like, I don't know, maybe you should like try running a trail before you do this Spartan race. And so started, at a local ski resort, started running there and kind of fell in love with trail running. So my journey from like that first Spartan race into the mountain running world was pretty quick after that. That was 2019. So I haven't really been running that long. I just kind of fell in love with the mountains after that.
So I've seen kind of stuff about the Spartan race. I've never like looked into it, but I heard it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, they're tough events. And I enjoyed the challenge. And actually, before starting the running kind, I worked for Spartan for a few years as a race director for Spartan Trail, which was just trail running, not the obstacles. And like, kind of funny that really ignited the like awareness of, I guess, environmental impact of events in me. I don't think I really thought about it before then. And then as I was putting on these like big events, I was more and more aware of the environmental impact and not enjoying what I was seeing, and wanted to do something of my own that was different and made more of a difference than just, putting on a race, but doing it in a sustainable way.
Interesting. So all this, you start trail running where down in PA? Like, I mean, the running on the roads, I gotta admit, isn't fun because your freaking feet are just doing some straight like flat linings, and then once you get on the trails, my friend describes hiking and mountain running as like trail yoga. Like it just stretches you in places that you can't even think of and stuff like that. And it's so now you were running, and then your friend suggests trail running. Where did you start your trail running days? Where were your first trail run?
I live about 2 miles down the road from a state park. So I started doing a lot of running there, and that's pretty mild terrain. Like it's probably close to 20 miles of trails there, and very runnable, not much elevation. And then I was doing a lot of training at a local ski resort that allowed running at the time. And really early on, I started kind of getting interested in the Appalachian Trail and just kind of checking off some sections of that as much as often as I could. And kind of that, along with the Spartan races I was running, I really love the technical, like super gnarly terrain. It keeps my mind busy, and I just find it really fun.
Yeah. Some of the stuff I heard Tammany offers that, the technical stuff that you can kind of like you just go and you're just like, God damn, this is insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fun. I've never thought I was like a good runner. So I don't know. I feel like I can move pretty quickly through the technical stuff. And so once I kind of found that niche, I was like, okay, this I can do.
So, what about your own podcast? Like you apparently have your own podcast. Are we in competition now?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Like, come on. How is it? So what made you start your own podcast? And what is it called? Sorry, what is it called?
It's called the Running Kind Podcast.
Okay.
So it's right on brand with the Running Kind. Once we started the Running Kind in 2022, when we started it, it was like I only had one event. So it was really a resource center of like, where can runners go to find out ways to be more sustainable or support sustainable organizations. And after we kind of started putting on events, it it shifted away from that, but I wanted to keep the conversation going about sustainability in the trail running space. It seemed like such an obvious connection to me that like we're going out, we're utilizing these trails, but we're not talking about climate change or like climate advocacy. And so I wanted to kind of integrate the two. And we started the podcast in 2024. And so it's been like almost 2 years of the podcast now. And that's really the space where we try to merge those two worlds consistently.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So now where can we find this on?
It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on our website, which is just therunningkind.net. There's a podcast tab, it's separated by seasons, and it's a mix of like our guests are kind of all over the place. We have people that join us from, different land management organizations, from different nonprofits. We have some pro athletes that have come on and talked about it. So it's kind of all over the place, which is a lot of fun.
Interesting. Well, we will have that on the show notes. Absolutely. I got that on there already, so that's good. So, like with that being said, your organization, The Running Kind. So what was the goal of that? When did you sort of start that, and how did it progress into what it is now?
Yeah. The goal was really to be one of the first people to put on a carbon neutral trail race. And I wanted to have the freedom to do it how I wanted to do it. And so at the time I was working for a few different organizations putting on races, and separated from that and decided to host my own event and work with, at the time, our first race, we worked with Native Energy to offset runner transportation to and from the event and make the event carbon neutral. Now that the Running Kind has grown, we have 6 events on the schedule for 2026, and those are just trail races. We have a bunch of community events that are free, and those are group runs, trail running clinics, trail work days, things like that. And so now that we kind of have all those facets to the Running Kind, I work with Change Climate Project, and we annually sit down and offset the emissions of the Running Kind, as well as create plans for how we're going to reduce our impact moving forward. So really the goal is like, how do we move trail running to carbon neutrality, which is like a huge thing. And I feel like we're doing that. We're doing our small part with the Running Kind by setting a standard that it can be done, and doing it in a way that is community first and like offers a really unique and special race experience.
Interesting. So what about the zero carbon stuff? Can you explain that to the listeners?
So in simplest form, we calculate how far mileage wise everyone is traveling to and from the event. So like once everyone signs up, I pull that spreadsheet and then calculate, plug it into Google Maps, see how far the mileage is, and then use a like generic calculation to determine the amount of emissions for that specific event. And then we'll purchase offsets, which are projects that invest in some type of carbon capture or methane capture system to take carbon out of the atmosphere. And so those projects vary year over year that we invest in. But that's kind of the biggest piece of the puzzle is the transportation piece. So we're working with Change Climate Project annually to do that.
Now, can you find Change Climate Project online and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool. I will put them in the show notes. So, what got you into doing like the zero carbon events? What influenced you to start that?
I really I was a biology major in college. Not that I'm really using it much now, but I I went vegan around the same time that I started running and was just like learning about all of the environmental kind of repercussions of our diet. And I think that coincided with like my love for the mountains. And I was like, wow, all of this stuff is happening and no one even knows about it. And like, how are we not talking about it? And so as I fell more and more in love with the trail running community, it just seemed like an obvious connection to mesh the two. And I was really surprised that no one was doing it yet. So I was just excited to be able to bring something new to the space in a way that felt genuine.
Yeah, that's definitely new. I've never heard of it. So
Yeah.
I think
Me
that's pretty
neither.
Yeah. I mean, until you come up down, so you're the lone person that does this on the East Coast, correct? I mean, anywhere? Is there anywhere else that can do this, that does this?
I don't know of another trail race right now that is carbon neutral.
Nice. Nice. That's crazy. That's fantastic. So this should be put all over the internet. You're going to be famous. I hope so.
You're first to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we're first to publicize it. I really so this is a big debate. Speaking of zero carbon stuff, electric vehicles. What
Yeah.
is it like? A lot of people, this is a big controversy going on in mostly the internet. Everybody talks shit about the internet. Of course, it's a big thing. So, what is your position on EVs?
I mean, I don't currently have an EV. I would like one, or at least a hybrid. I like the option of having that. I know that the debate is like the energy that it takes to make the batteries, like what's better in the long term. And I don't know if, I'm the professional to answer that. But I do think like, anything that allows us to, you know, take a step in the right direction in terms of carbon emissions, I think probably, is the right move moving forward. So
Mhm.
whatever is going to give us longevity and the least footprint, I'm game for.
True. It's definitely a controversial topic that
Yeah.
everybody has. Of course, I just like mine because it's really fast.
You have an
And
EV?
I do. I have a Tesla
Cool.
Model 3.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's
Yeah, I would
it's
love one.
it's so fast. It's so
Yeah.
nice. It's so much fun. I love it.
And
It's
they're so
fun.
quiet. Like,
Quiet. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of planning, somewhat
yeah,
to where you're going from point A to point B if you don't have fast charging and stuff. It takes a little time of planning of when I do like my long Catskill hikes. But other than that, I find so much fun in it. Sometimes it can drive itself. Uh,
yeah.
All-wheel drive with stow tires, I can just do anything
Wow.
except some crazy terrain in the Catskills. But yeah, just curious because people are everybody has their thoughts and opinions. Of course, it's all
Yeah.
over the internet.
Yeah, of course.
So, any zero carbon products that you can recommend to listeners?
Hmm.
Like
Um,
that's a good question, right?
yeah, that is a good question. I don't get asked that one a lot, actually. They are not a zero carbon product, but one of my favorite sustainable products is Who Gives a Crap, which is a toilet paper brand.
Oh,
And they make toilet paper either out of recycled paper or bamboo. And then I think it's 50% of the proceeds go towards like building toilets in, underdeveloped places.
wow.
And so they're a sponsor of the Running Kind. So everyone that shows up to a Running Kind race picks up their bib and gets handed a roll of Who Gives a Crap toilet paper.
Unbelievable. I haven't heard of this ever before. So that is in the show notes if everybody wants to check it out. Who gives a crap? Toilet paper? Very new to
And
me.
it's subscription based, so it ships right to your house. It's great.
Nice, nice. I was going to say everything probably, is recyclable to them, what they're shipping in and stuff like that. So that's actually fantastic. Ooh, I'll have to. My wife is a big advocate for like zero carbon stuff like that, recycling. So I'll have to present that to her, and she'll love that. So
yeah, that'll be
with the running kind and stuff, being like trail runnings and different areas of like that. With the winter stuff, like trail running is tough in the winter. Of course, it's not as easy to get out in the spring, summer and stuff. Terrain is difficult. You got to prepare a little bit more. What keeps you motivated to run in the winter times and stuff like that?
I mean, I love an adventure day. So like last week, for instance, I was not thrilled to be running on the roads and the treadmill, but I was living for the weekend, and getting out on the trails and the mountains. I don't know. I like the snow. So even though it's a little bit more of a challenge to like plan, and obviously you never really know what you're going to get out there, I just think it's so beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I'm living for those big adventure days right now. I mean, certainly training for a race in Ecuador is keeping me motivated through, the 10-degree days that we've been having.
Yeah, we've been having a good winter. It's been a real winter. And when you're talking about climate, we haven't had that in a very long time. It's really cool to see that. And I'm curious if once again, you run out in the winter. Running is I wouldn't say easier in the spring, summer, and fall, but if it's dry, you can go out and you can fly. But of course, in winter seasons, it kind of impacts your time. Does that make any you feel a little bit disencouraged to be running out in that time? You're like, God damn, I didn't get the time I did in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the nice thing, because I spend so much time mountain running, it's not so much about pace as it is about time on feet, which is nice. I do find when I run on the road that I'm paying more attention to like pace and how fast I'm moving versus when I'm in the mountains. I'm like, okay, I'm out for 3 hours today. Whatever I get is great. And I do think like having the mentality, especially in the winter, of like, time on feet is time on feet, because yeah, obviously when you're going through some snow or ice, it's going to take a little bit longer, but my micro spikes and I have been pretty much inseparable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you pack like me? I pack anything and everything for winter. Do you do that as well? Like any challenges and stuff like that? Extra, gear for in case something happens and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my friend and I went up to the Catskills a few weeks ago, and I definitely, like, in my running vest had like an extra base layer, an extra windbreaker, rain pants, extra gloves, just like in case you get wet or cold, emergency blanket. I brought my inReach. I don't know. And just pack it all. It's not worth the risk.
I know, right? I mean, a lot of people love it and stuff like that, but when the Catskills, even any icy areas, you run into some certain risk, and you can't just be out there, for 4 or 5 hours alone in this chilly weather and stuff. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad. Once again, you pack for what's going on with the oncoming weather that happens. So that's fantastic. Well, I mean, hopefully that reaches everybody, because Tad saw that coming up where a guy was just running. Hopefully he knew what he was getting into when he turned around. So
yeah, I mean, I always plan shorter routes for winter too, because then if you need to change at the car, or like we did a lot of like 6-mile loops when we were in the Catskills, because we didn't know how cold we would be, or and it's nice to have the option to swap out shoes or spikes or whatever you need.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. So good. I'm glad everybody does that. So now on to the real chat. Now, what we came to this about is the Climate for Climate run that you have up on Bel Air. So how did this come about? How did you create all this stuff? Because like just anybody that comes up with a run or something like that, I'm just like, what the hell is going on like with their minds? Like this is insane.
I really wanted to build an epic mountain race. Honestly, like when I was designing the course, it was like building a race for myself. Like I was really putting together something that I was stoked on. And I know not everyone is stoked on mountain running. Some people like trails that are really runnable. But I don't know, I just love the steep climbs. And so really after my first race that I put on in Pennsylvania in 2022, I was like, I need a mountain race in my, portfolio. And I was looking at ski resorts that maybe could be a good like start location. I had noticed that Bel Air connected to a lot of other trails. And so I went up and scouted it out. I met with Bel Air and they were like, hell yeah, we'll let you host a race here. And so 2023, we hosted the race in July, which was not ideal because escarpment is in July.
Oh yeah.
Then in 2024, we hosted the race in June, which was not ideal because Manitou's Revenge is in June. So then last year we hosted it in August, and now it will remain in August because I think that's the least, it's the least conflicting with other events that are going on, and it's a little different than those as well. But yeah, it's the course has evolved over the 3 years that we've put it on, and now it's about 15 miles, a little over 5,000 feet. It takes you up a ski slope on Bel Air, and then you cut across over to Balsam, down to McKinley Hollow Trailhead, and then you turn around at McKinley Hollow Trailhead and come back up, which, if you know that climb, is really gnarly.
Brutal.
And so then you go to Ryder Hollow Trailhead and then back over to Bel Air.
So you go up McKinley Hollow, you go down Ryder Hollow. Do you go back up that same route, or you go around that you go back up that same route so you can summit Balsam again, right?
No, when you come back up to the split, you're going to go left towards Bel Air.
Okay. So you don't summit Balsam twice.
Right.
Okay. So, wow. So go up Bel Air ski slope. You take a right onto I guess I would say
a left, I guess it would be.
Would it? I mean, well, we're talking about like this. So where does it start? Down at Bel Air?
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna run up the trail, and then you start taking right towards Balsam. You start going west, and then you will hit the trail junction of Balsam and Ryder Hollow. You'll go up that. You will take a left at the junction towards McKinley Hollow. You'll go down that. You'll hit that. Or do you all go all the way down to the parking lot of McKinley Hollow?
Yep, and that'll be aid station 1.
And then you reverse, go back up the brutal McKinley Hollow. You get to the junction, you go down Ryder Hollow, and you go back up to Ryder Hollow to the junction, and then you hang a left that brings you over Balsam, and you go back down the same route you started up as?
You go all the way across the top of Bel Air and then down a different ski slope.
Oh, wow. So total stats, what do we got? You said it was 15 miles?
Yep, just over 15 miles and 5,000 feet.
Nice. Wow. That is like that's pretty nice. I mean, it's not as crazy as the Escarpment Run or the Manitou's Revenge. So this is kind of like, would you say like an icebreaker to get you into the kind of events that go brutal and crazy, or is this still just as brutal?
I mean, Escarpment is a little longer, but it's I believe around the same elevation.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know which you would say is more runnable, but I would say they're pretty similar. Climate for Climate and Escarpment. Obviously, both are definitely less than Manitou's Revenge. I don't know if I would say it's an icebreaker. I would say, we've definitely had people come out and run it that have certainly not been in the mountains before. And I think, it's great to test yourself, but it certainly is one of our more challenging trail events. And so, yeah, I mean, I love this event. It's my favorite of the ones that we put on. I think it's absolutely stunning and the perfect amount of brutal to push through. I will say, and maybe you guys will enjoy this, is 2025 was our first year we added a hiking option. So now we have the 25K and an 8K, which is just on Bel Air. The 8K is about 5 miles, just on the ski slopes. And then we added a 25K hiking option this past year. So people can start early so that they have more time before the cutoffs and go out and hike the 25K course, which is pretty cool. And we had about 15 people sign up for that last year, which I was surprised. It was cool.
What's the cutoff for that? The hiking aspect, like how many hours?
So the first aid station, which is about 7 miles in, I believe the cutoff was noon, and they started at 6:30.
Okay.
Which next year we're going to start them at 6, or this year. I forget, we're in 2026.
And yeah, right. I still, we're 20 days in, and I still forget that as well. So what time did the race start at? Does everything start at the same time, or you have different intervals for different times?
So the hikers will start at 6. The 25K runners will start at 8:30, and then the 8K starts at 9:30.
Okay. And now what is the usual, like, roundup finish times of the hikers, runners, and then the 8K? Do you have any? We already talked about it, but give her overall.
So let's see. I definitely can pull up some stats here. Like we had mentioned, the course record for the men is just under 3 hours, and on the ladies' side is, I believe, like 3:01.
Wow.
Yeah, really freaking fast, which is so fun to watch. And we've really seen the competitive side of this race grow over the last 2 years, which is so cool. Let's see, the hikers. So our longest hiking group, they took about 10 and a half hours.
All right.
And then everyone else was around, I would say, between 6 to 8 hours were the rest of the hikers, but most of the runners come in between 4 and 5 hours.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's an average 6-mile hike for me. Not even. I was going to say, like, I can do slide, which is like 6 point something in a matter of like 3 hours, maybe. So this is absolutely insane to go up Bel Air, over to Balsam, down to McKinley, down to Ryder, back up, over, and then in under 3 hours. Jesus, this hurts my brain.
Yeah. It's been really fun to watch. I think because this race is like the race that if I could run myself, I would. I just love seeing people go out and throw down. And as much as I love the competitive side of it, like seeing those top runners put up a good battle, I will say, like, hands down, my favorite moment this year were those last 2 runners or hikers that, were out there for 10 and a half hours. Seeing them get to finish was really special. So yeah, it goes both ways. It's fun to see the really fast runners throw down, and it's also really special to be a part of people's journey and like doing something that maybe they thought they couldn't do.
Yeah. And maybe they're intro to trail running.
Yeah.
So maybe their inspiration of someone, going crazy fast and be like, hey, and then you're like, what the hell was that? And they're just like, oh, maybe I should try this.
That is the cool thing about the hikers starting early, is that the runners do pass them at some point, which is cool. I remember the final two hikers were like seeing the top female come through. Like
Wow.
she was just ripping, and they were like, I didn't realize that people ran like that on trails like this. And so it's cool to have like a whole community of people out there that are, supporting each other and cheering each other on while they're also doing this crazy thing for themselves.
Exactly. That's what's phenomenal. Once again, like kind of like everybody cheering on each other, no matter what your time is and stuff like that. It's just everybody's having a good time. Everybody's enjoying the aspect of the run, hike, whatever. That's super cool. So how about we break it into the climate aspect of this? So climate for climate, what does that mean, your climate aspect? We talked about a little bit about zero carbon. You want to kind of refresh it with this? Is this, once again, you're one of a kind?
Yeah, we really wanted a way to like make the connection for people that were signing up for the event. And so this was the second event that we came up with. So our first event is the long run. So kind of the catchphrase for that is, are you in it for the long run? And then this was climate for climate. And at first, this was a series. So when we started this, it was the Climate for Climate series, and it was 3 different mountain races. And really, it was designed to help kind of trigger that initial question of like, why is it climate for climate? Like, what is unique about this? And a lot of people that might not understand the carbon neutral side of things. One thing that we do love so much about the Running Kind events are like the tangible, sustainable things that people actually like see on race day. And those are, we use reusable bibs. So
nice.
People come to bib pickup, they get a cloth bib, and then at the end they return that and they get usually a Best Day Brewing beer, and a finisher pin. And those finisher pins are recycled bottle caps, that we have handmade into little Running Kind finisher pins. And so we try to have some different fun elements to the events that feel sustainable, because the carbon neutral world is like kind of very dense and not always like super intriguing to listen to. So we want people to realize that, there are these other sustainable components, and that the real messaging is like when they leave the event, that they're thinking about what it means to be sustainable as a trail runner. And so if we can leave people with that, then hopefully they're going back to their communities, thinking about it, ways they can, improve at home individually, and ways that they can bring it into their spaces.
Yeah. So influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, I see that as well. Once again, this podcast was created for education and influence, to do the right thing at times, and, to, influence other people to maybe hike in certain gear and to change that aspect. And that's what you're doing. That's absolutely phenomenal. It's cool to have, it might not work for everybody, but a couple people, I mean, I find that as a success.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's funny. It started as like a group. When we started, all the people that were really into sustainability were like, yeah, like a running group that's like super into this. And now that we've grown, it's cool because we still have that. But I love when people like just find us on Ultra Sign Up or wherever, and don't really know that we're sustainable. And then they come run an event and they're like, oh, like this is different. It's not a normal trail race. Like there's different components to it. It's a different vibe, which is fun too.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. It's sparks your interest in that kind of sort of way of where like you can be like, where can I make an impact?
Mm-hmm.
As well as just like, this race kind of, once again, influence somebody to maybe go into a rabbit hole, be like, I can do this much and this much, what could your toilet paper do that you handed out, and they're just like you like, gotta get a lot of people like, what the hell is this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're just like, it's, what did you call it again? What was it called? What
Who gives a crap?
Who gives a crap? You're like, who gives a crap? Like you're going to give a crap after you take this crap with this toilet paper.
Yeah. I mean, whatever helps, make it unique and memorable and gives them something tangible to leave with is good.
And I think, you have the reusable bibs. I've never heard of that before. Everybody just takes that bib home and just kind of like puts it up on their wall or something or throws it away.
No, it's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's plastic. People hate like it's plastic. Shit. Mm-hmm. Plastic. How long does it take to biodegrade? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
2,000 years.
Yeah. Those bibs, they're not really recyclable at all right now. There's some programs that like say they're recycling programs. I don't really know, like, do they make them back into bibs or like what's happening? But yeah, we handmade all of our bibs. My mom actually is the MVP there. And so she like sewed all of our little canvas bibs, and then I painted numbers on them, and they look great. I mean, now they're 5 years old. We wash them after every race, and honestly, they're really comfortable as well.
Well, thank you, Mom.
Yeah, right.
It's fantastic. Once again,
yeah,
the sustainability, the reusing. I'm big on that. My wife is big on that. We recycle anything we can. Whether it's plastic. What's a thing that I want to bring up is that you do that I also do is donation of new and used shoes. Do you want to chat about that real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
I would say real quick. Do what you want.
What's that?
I said don't do it really quick. Do what you want. Extend it.
Yeah, so at all of our events, we accept used sneakers, and that goes to a program called Sneakers for Good, and it's basically a shoe recycling program. We also will do other recycling drives throughout the year. It just depends on who our partners are. So for the long run, we partner with an animal shelter and we do donations for them.
Nice.
And then all of our events have a nonprofit partner, because technically we are not a nonprofit, which I wish I would have done when I started this all, but I did not know where we were going when this began. And so we make sure that with each event, we have a nonprofit partner. For Climate for Climate, our partner is the Catskill Center.
Nice.
Yeah. So a good chunk of the proceeds go to them. And then we also work with them and the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference to do a trail work event. That'll be sometime in July. And that will be probably on the McKinley Hollow Trail.
Nice. So is there any limitations that we can bring with the sneakers? Like, or is it just all in?
Yeah, they just have to be sneakers. So no other like shoes get accepted, but any new or used sneakers.
Nice. I forgot the organization I did that with, but we have donated several bags. They send you like a free bag, you fill it up and you send it back. Is that the same organization or?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, we've done that for years, and with hiking and even trail running, you guys do hundreds of more miles than I do. So your trail sneakers and boots get worn out very quickly. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's good to recycle those. And sometimes, I heard, if they're more newer, they kind of donate them to people. But if they're used, they crush them up and recycle them into like soles or the imprints of the shoes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's spot on.
Yeah, well, once again, like this is really cool because I've been doing this for a while now, but I never knew about your event. So forgive me, please. Forgive me.
Well, I mean, it goes both ways, right? I did not know about your podcast until, I was doing research one day. So,
Well, like, good. So the
yeah.
connections, it works out.
Yeah.
So, once again, if you're coming to the event just to kind of like observe, or you want to participate, bring in your used shoes, and you can donate them, save them, and we can donate them and turn it into something else that could go to other people, or could be a donation towards the Catskill Center in New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what other events do you have coming up for the running kind?
So our hometown event is the long run, and we do that in spring and in fall. In spring, it goes one direction, and in fall, it goes the reverse direction. And that's a 5 mile loop that people can do once or for 3 or 6 hours. And then our second event of the year is called Come On Armageddon. And that is a single loop 50K in northern New Jersey. It's at Northern Green State Park. And that is also a brutal mountain race. That's about 30 miles and just over 7,000 feet on like super technical terrain, really gnarly. And there we have a 5 mile and a 10 mile race as well. And that's in May. And then new this year, the weekend after that, on Memorial Day weekend, we're doing a spring training camp. So I am a running coach as well. And so myself and my coach are bringing a bunch of runners up to the Catskills for a 2-day trail running camp where we're going to teach everyone about mountain running skills, technical descending, uphill power hiking, and then also some mental components to training as well. And that we'll get out on the Climate for Climate course a bit then. And that's just called Spring Training Camp. That's on our website under our coaching tab. So I'm super stoked for that. That'll be really fun.
Nice. And then, well, go ahead. One more. Sorry.
And then the only other event we're hosting in addition to Climate for Climate is a backyard ultra. Have you heard of this?
No, I have not.
Okay, I feel like I've blown your mind a few times tonight, and I think this is gonna do it. So it's called Little Bitty Backyard, and it's a 3.5 mile loop with about 350 feet of elevation gain that runners do every hour on the hour, and it's a last man standing event. So it will go on until there's 2 runners left, and either one of them doesn't make it back within the hour or someone quits.
What?
I know. Historically, they go on for, usually like an average is probably 36 to 48 hours. But the record is over 5 days.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
So, what do you do this anywhere you're located?
So this will be in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we used to have a race called Blackout, which we are doing again within the backyard, but it's at a place called South Mountain in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. And so, yeah, people set up like you get a little 10 by 10 tent area. That's your transition area every loop. And you have to be back within the hour or you're out.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what the fuck? What? How do you guys your running peeps come up with this stuff? Like it's just are you guys has anybody died on these events? This sounds like I would die.
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
This is crazy. You can do a deep dive on. So there's this guy called Laz, and it's called Big's Backyard Ultra.
Okay.
He
I'm writing
also
that down.
he also hosts the Barkley Marathons, which is another epic event. And so he started this concept of a backyard ultra. And that's what this is. It's just like an every hour on the hour until everyone quits.
You said 5 days.
I think the record is just over 5 days right now. Crazy. And you don't sleep because you only have an hour. So like if you do the loop in 40 minutes, you have 20 minutes to like sleep or eat or whatever, and then you have to start again on the hour. So these people are getting like 5-10 minutes of sleep, and then they got to go back out again. I'm really excited about it.
Holy shit. Like I wish you could, I mean, maybe you could see, maybe I'll post this on social media, the expression on my face, because it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like the torture you guys put yourself through on this stuff is just insane.
It's so fun though. I mean, as a race director, it's almost worse because when you're running, you're like, oh, this is painful, but like I'm working towards this goal. And as a race director, you're just like, I don't know. I think it's harder to put on a race than it is to run it. But I love it so much. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Are you, I mean, I know you're you're the person who's organizing this event. Are you running this event as well? Have you done your event for climate?
I've run the course, but I haven't done it on race day.
Okay. I mean, of course you're running the event. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really. So, and you said there's a couple sort of things going on before you want to go over kind of like the timeline of events. On Friday. You have what's going on, like your bib collection, and you have a podcast going on, right?
So the event is actually Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. Sorry.
And then Saturday, last year for the first time, we did a dinner, a pre-race dinner, bib pickup, and we hosted a live podcast with one of our top male contenders and top female contenders. And it was super fun. So we do plan to do that again. And potentially
Location to be determined.
Location to be determined. Last year we were at the Phoenicia Diner, which was
Nice.
so fun. Such a good spot. So we'll either be back there or potentially at a new location.
Okay, cool. And then a Saturday is also a like pickup as well. Where you can pick up besides where you're doing the live like podcast.
So we'll just do bib pickup probably at the dinner.
Okay.
And the live podcast. And then just before that in the afternoon on Saturday, we will do a shakeout run. So last year it was about 2 miles, super chill, easy pace. And this year Hoka is our presenting sponsor for the event.
Oh, wow.
So Hoka will be there with some demo shoes. People can try different shoes. They'll have some fun raffle prizes. And so they'll be around for the shakeout run and race day as well.
No shit. Hoka is going to be sponsoring. Wow. That's incredible because they're huge.
Yeah.
They're starting to like integrate into the hiking aspect and trail running rather than just walking and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm super stoked to have them involved. And they've been an amazing partner. I'm on their Hoka Flyer team, which is like an athlete team. And so they've been a great supporter for me this past year.
Awesome. That's so cool. Like what else? What can you pick up your bibs like before on Sunday or no? Is it all Saturday? Okay.
Yep, you can pick them up usually the hour before your start time. We do mandate that hikers pick them up at the dinner.
Okay. And then the start of the event is There's like several parking spots for Bel Air, of course. Now we're looking up towards the main lodge, of course.
The Discovery Lodge.
Discovery Lodge. Okay, cool. And will hookah be there? A hookah? What? How?
Okay.
I'm hookah. The funny thing is I've had their shoes
Yeah.
for like 4 years now, and there's been like 18 different names for them and stuff like that. I wear them at work. I walk probably over 30,000 miles or 30,000 miles. Jesus, 30,000 steps every day.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. It's like 14,000 or 14 miles every day. Jesus, I keep adding thousands. You guys are like making
You're really amping
14,000 miles per day. Good Lord. So that's really cool. So now, the day of, I was thinking of maybe having a live podcast from the area. Will you allow that? Will this be like controversial, like stuff? Or is it?
No, I think you should do it. That sounds fun.
I think it sounds pretty cool to have like, a live podcast going on, someone coming in. I think it would be tough to hold on for 3 hours to have. I mean, that's still a lot of time for a freaking trail run. God, and it still blows my mind that somebody can do that in 3 hours.
Well, this is the nice thing is that the 25K starts at 8:30.
Okay.
And then the 8K starts at 9:30. So, it's really like you probably have if you start recording with the 8K start, then you'll have 8K finishers coming in probably. I think our first 8K finisher was, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, around 45 minutes.
Fuck.
So,
damn.
But yeah, we can discuss logistics. You are more than welcome to come out if you want to be at Bel Air, if you want to be at McKinley Hollow and see the suffering at Aid Station 1, whatever you want to do, I'm here for.
Good point. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe like get a quick interview. I know people are trying to set a record and stuff like that and set their personal time. Be like, hey, how do you feel? Freaking sucks. Boom, they're done.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Actually, well, that guy looks like he's suffering miserably, and he's got back up to McKinley Hollow.
Right. Yeah, usually the Catskill Center sponsors Aid One as well. So they usually are out there like manning it and, getting people hooked up with their fuel and whatnot. So there's a lot of action at an aid station.
Yeah. And this requires a lot of planning, a lot of once again, like event precision and stuff like that, and this is really cool what you do, Aimee. It's just phenomenal that you can like intertwine all this together and like, once again, you're looking like you're cool with this. Like, it's just crazy. I can't find you like you're like, yeah, calm. And then it's in August. I mean, it's still far away, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, I interview you a month out. You might be a little bit different, right?
I mean, it just, it depends. I plan everything out pretty far ahead. And so as you put on events, you realize there's always things that will come up that you're going to have to deal with on the fly. And so try to be calm, cool, collected when you can, because there are always things that come out of nowhere that you have to deal with on race day.
Correct. And a lot of emails, a lot of text messages, a lot of phone calls, right?
Absolutely.
And you're ready for all that. So that's fantastic. So, last question, what about the Mountain Madness series? Mm-hmm. This is something I saw that you are intertwined with Sasquatch, correct?
Yeah. So Kim and I have been friends for a few years, which is super fun. It's always really cool when race directors can get together and share ideas and not feel like competition, but work together to expand the community. And so it's been really fun to get to know Kim and work with her with Sasquatch trail running. And she actually texted me maybe a month ago and was like, hey, I think we should do a series. And I was like, okay, like, tell me more. What do you think? And she was like, I feel like the, New York, New Jersey area needs a mountain series. And so I was like, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's do 2 races of yours, 2 races of mine. And right now it's free to sign up for the series. You have to register for the races, but anyone that completes any distance of the 4 events in the series gets a commemorative patch. And then I believe after February 1st, it'll be $10 to register for the series. So pretty inexpensive. And that'll include Big Bear South, Big Bear North, which are both Sasquatch events, and then Come On Armageddon and Climate for Climate.
Okay. So can you chat about the Climageddon? Is that what you call it?
Come On Armageddon?
Come on. Yeah. Talk about that. What's that?
Come On Armageddon is a single loop 50K and 5 mile, 10 mile in northern New Jersey.
What the?
This race was part of the Climate for Climate series when I first started that. And then it didn't really work as a series. And Come On Armageddon was so hard that Climate for Climate felt kind of like a nice name for it. And it wasn't really like doing it justice. And so my friend actually has a band called Fantastic Cat, and he has a song, they have a song called Come On Armageddon. And I was like, this is the name of the race. Like,
nice.
Can I use this? And he was like, hell yeah. So since 2024, it's been Come On Armageddon, and it definitely is more fitting. It's, the cutoff for that day is 12 hours, and it's a tough cutoff.
What's the stats?
It's about 30 miles and just over 7,000 feet on hyper technical terrain the whole time. Ooh. Yeah, some fun scrambles, gorgeous views. Like, honestly, it's hard to believe you're in New Jersey.
Yeah. Wow. That's intense. Like the suffering you guys put yourself through. Like it's just, it's insane.
Yeah. But it's really cool as a race director to see everyone like pushing themselves to do something that is so difficult. And even though those Climate for Climate and Come On Armageddon are certainly our toughest events in terms of terrain and elevation, they're our favorite events to put on because the people that show up are just so inspiring, and it's so fun to be able to have an event that draws those people in, and that I get to be a part of their journey. I love it.
Yeah. Do you like high five people when they finish and stuff like that? Like, are you there?
Yeah. I do my best to be there at the finish a lot of times because it's like a family run situation right now. Everyone is volunteers, so no one gets paid. And I, a lot of times, am out chasing runners with a camera, getting like video footage and stuff. So I try to be at the finish, but sometimes I'm out on the course with runners and I love that part. I love being out, being part of their race day. And yeah.
That's so cool. So you're all over the frickin' place.
I'm all over the place. Yeah, like if you would be at Aid Station 1, at some point you'd see me rolling up, running out of the car, chasing a runner up the mountain, getting footage, coming back down, getting in the car, going to Aid Station 2. Like I'm all over. I'm a crazy person on race day.
So basically on race day, I won't see you at the Bel Air. You'll be all over the place.
I'll be there, but then I'll be gone.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh yeah, the race is going good. Take it easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine with me. Just as long as you're having a good time. That's it. So that's awesome. Once again, I'll post the Mountain Madness in the show notes, and that'll be great. So last question, post hike brews and bites. So give a shout out to your local restaurant, pub, business. After you're doing these crazy hikes, doesn't matter where, it doesn't have to be in the Catskills. Just give a shout out to anywhere.
I would say we have a really good vegan pizza spot here, Paranormal Pizza. And they have the best vegan wings, pizza. It's hard to find in Pennsylvania. So I would say that's my spot.
Nice. Any places in the Catskills you want to give a shout out besides, that'd be Phoenicia Diner, of course.
I do love the diner. I also love Brios.
Oh, everybody, I love it. I love it. Everybody loves that place. It's
Yeah.
a lot of people haven't mentioned Phoenicia Diner, so that's pretty good. I gotta admit. They're a big hit now.
It's hard to find vegan options a lot of places. So, and I do appreciate the Catskills for that reason, because there are a lot of good vegan spots or places that have vegan options. So.
Yeah. Cool. So good. So Aimee, thank you once again for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. I will probably see you in August upon your trail run. August 26th, correct?
August 16th.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. August 16th, we will see anybody and everybody sign up for the event. When is it open to sign up right now?
It's open now.
It is open now.
Price increase is coming in about 2 weeks. So it's at its lowest price right now.
So sign up, get in on this trail run, and we'll hopefully see you on the trails, and hopefully we'll interview you after you finish the run. So Aimee, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's been a fantastic time. We've learned so much about your organization. And once again, thank you so much for your organization, your zero carbon impact, and the way you're intertwined with the communities when we're all working together to develop this kind of relationship. It's fantastic. This is what brings the smile to my face. This is why I do the podcast. And I guarantee this is why you do it as well. Look at the smile on your face.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's like all, networking and connections, and I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. This was fun. I'm glad I slid into your messages.
Yeah, right. A lot of people
hey, I'm cool. Can you have me on?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad once again, like you said, you slid into the messages. This was a fantastic chat, and I wouldn't have known about this. I don't know why I don't know about this. You need to post more. You need to do more stuff about this, because it's just, I think it's absolutely phenomenal, and it's one of a kind.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of a kind. I have never heard of anything like this at all. So,
yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I wish you the most success, and we'll help you out. Let me know how the podcast can help out in any way. Last thing, I want to thank the monthly supporters and monthly sponsors for doing what you can for the show. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has donated to the show. And once again, thank you if everybody's still listening. Check out Aimee on her The Running Kind webpage, and also her podcast, The Running Kind Podcast. Check that out. She's super cool. She's super awesome. And what she's doing for the community is absolutely phenomenal, and I appreciate it. So have a good night, Aimee. Good to chat with you. It was so much fun.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Hey everyone. I just want to thank you for listening to the show. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe and throw down a smooth review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any podcast platform that you use. You can also check daily updates of the podcast, hikes, hiking news, and local news on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the official website of the show. Remember this, you gotta just keep on living in the Catskills, man. Livin. Wicked.